When you finally decided to stop engaging in the old patterns, no matter what, that's when things really started to change. Before, you used to feel hogtied by the way things were, the way you perceived them to be. You thought, if I don't do this, what's going to happen? I don't see any other way through. I don't see any other way out. What is the patterns that have been played out, the patterns being offered? Those are the ones that I can see. Those are the ones that I can understand. Therefore, I need to follow them because I don't see any other alternatives. And that was the way your life went on. You looked around and you saw other people doing that too. You saw other people walking and playing out predictable patterns. And even though you didn't want to do this, you thought, what other choice is there? I can't conceive of a different way. The people around me can't seem to find other ways to do things, so I have no one to ask. I have no other options. But over time of repeating these patterns, you would have seen many negative outcomes. And you started to think to yourself, there has to be another way. I don't believe that life has to feel so bad all the time. There must be a way, even if I can't see it right now, even if the people around me can't see it. There has to be another way. This cannot be it. So you started your journey from wherever you were, researching, thinking, journaling, trying to look inward, thinking of all kinds of things outside the box, anything that you could find to help you break out of the place you were so that you could find a better, more aspirational, inspirational path to walk, because you knew that you couldn't keep doing things the way they were being done. It wasn't getting you the outcome that this predictable path was supposed to give you. You weren't enjoying life. You weren't happy. You were being taken advantage of. Your energy was being siphoned. And you saw that there was dysfunction, there was imbalance. There wasn't justice here. And so you continued. You continued on your path as best you could. And you failed and you made a lot of mistakes. But you kept looking. You never gave up, even when it got really hard. And it got harder than hard. It got so hard you thought, this is madness. I can't do this. I'll have to go back. But something inside of you would have said, no, don't. You've never leaned in all the way. And no one around you who says that this is the way to live and this is the way to be. None of them have leaned in all the way. And until you lean in all the way, can you really say that you've tested something out? And so you leaned in spite of yourself, in spite of everything that was happening. And you took the path all the way into the valley, all the way into the darkness. And you could see the outcome of the path that you walked. And now it was undeniable. It was undeniable that this was not the way, and that there had to be another way. And even though things were dark, now you had something that you never had before. You had full conviction. You had all of the knowledge. You had the tale of the path that you had walked from the beginning up where it was light, down into the depths of the dark. And no one could tell you different because you had walked it. And from that place of greater knowing, of greater knowledge, you fully cast aside the old pattern. None now could convince you that it was the way. And once you cast it aside, you sat alone, silent. No one could understand what you had experienced, but no one needed to now. Your knowing was all that was necessary. And you let that alchemize, you let that be with you. You sat with that in your hermit mode. And that casting aside of the old and that sitting with what was, that is what finally gave birth to your sight, that is what finally showed you the new path that you'd been looking for this whole time. It wasn't till you cast aside the old, fully walked your path, sat with it, and allowed that the new was revealed to you.